Alright, it is FrOzenSwipe here, and I've got a game of free-for-all on Terminal for you. Now, of course, this is the Modern Warfare 2 version of Terminal, as opposed to the Modern Warfare 3 version of Terminal, and for the very simple reason that obviously I'm using the intervention. Obviously, this is not a gun you see in Modern Warfare 3, and I suppose, you know, for some of you more seasoned veterans, you could probably tell the differences between the two maps, but yeah, I'm just stoked to see Terminal in Modern Warfare 3, and I do realize it's like old news, the fact that Infinity Ward remade Terminal for Modern Warfare 3, but, you know, well, at least it is for most of you guys, because I assume most of you are probably on Xbox. But you know, us PS3 guys, we only got it like last week or so, and seeing as I was away last week, I only got it, you know, like today, so I'm just stoked to see it back in Modern Warfare 3. But you know, this is a decent enough gameplay. You know, it's not overly impressive, but you know, I win a free-for-all with a sniper rifle and get a, you know, an okay kill-death ratio out of it. So, you know, that's what you're going to see. This is actually a game I had recorded before I left, and I really didn't have much else to offer, really. And, you know, I did intend to go, I played some Call of Duty 4 earlier on today. I don't know why, I just felt in the mood to play some COD 4. Basically, I was going through, I wasn't doing overly well, didn't really get any sort of gameplays that I felt I could post, or, you know, anything like that. I wasn't getting any exceptional games. Then I saw Domination on Shipment. Anyone who's ever played Shipment knows that is just hectic as hell, and it's, you know, quite easy to get those high score games. And, you know, I hit record on the recording software, as I generally tend to do, you know, for pretty much every game in order to record the game. However, for some reason, my recording software chose that moment out of all the moments to decide not to respond. And, you know, I played through the game, and, you know, I was really happy with myself at the end, because I ended up going something like 58-11, and I was all happy and proud, and I thought, yes, that'll be a great video. And then I checked my laptop to see that none of it was recorded, and, you know, understandably, I was less than happy. So obviously that sucked, and, you know, you should be watching that gameplay now, but unfortunately that quite simply isn't the case. It just seemed that luck was against me. Even though I'm back, I'm not really going to focus on making videos, purely because I have something a lot more important going on. I have my driver theory test later on this week, and, you know, for those of you who don't know, when you're 17, you can apply for a provisional license, which is like a learner's permit in the state. You know, basically, it lets you drive a car as long as there's an experienced driver with you, so obviously that you can learn to drive. In order to get your provisional license, you have to be at least 17, and you have to pass your driver theory test. My parents scheduled me to do the driver theory test later on this week. I think it's on Saturday, and, you know, they did this like a couple of months ago. You know, they ordered the books and everything for me so that I can like study up on the rules of the road and everything like that. I have a whole book of all the different questions they could possibly ask, with all the multiple choice answers and things like that. And I have a CD-ROM of, like, you know, different mock tests and things you can do as well. At the time I was just like, I've got plenty of time, I'll study later, it'll be grand. And unfortunately August went a lot quicker than I expected, and I then realised that I only had a week to my exam, and it was at that point I started to realise that maybe it won't be so grand. So now I'm kind of panicking, and I'm completely cramming because I have a lot to learn. You have to get like 87.5%, you have to get like, there are 40 questions, you have to get at least 35 in order to pass. So I really need to be on top of my game, and I need to know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm kind of panicking right now, and I'm going to focus mostly on that for the next week or so, because if I don't, then obviously my parents are going to be annoyed, and I'm going to have to sit it again, and we have to reschedule it, and I think there's also a fee as well. So, you know, obviously that isn't good. So yeah, I'm going to be focusing on that more so than making videos. Also, it's come to my attention actually that I'm close to 100 videos. So that was actually pointed out to me by Books, so, you know, thanks for that. I genuinely didn't notice until you told me, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, but I do want to do something special for my 100th video. I'm thinking most likely, you know, probably the best thing to do would be to host an open lobby in either Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops or something like that. Just kind of record the entire open lobby, and then, you know, cut all the best bits into like a highlight reel and do that for my 100th video. I think that would be pretty cool. However, that does come with a slight problem. Like, as I said, all this week I'm really going to be cramming for my driver theory test, and I'm not going to have a lot of time to host an open lobby. So obviously that's going to be a problem. If you can come up with a suggestion as what I should do for my 100th video, then feel free to leave in the comments, and I'll definitely take your comment into consideration. So yeah, there's always that. Also, next week I'm going back to school. I suppose probably a lot of you guys will be as well, seeing as that's generally the time when most people go back to school in pretty much every country. It's usually around end of August, start of September kind of thing. I think that's pretty much universally recognised. But yeah, we have to go back to school, and, you know, it really is a bummer that summer's over and whatnot, but I'm really not dreading going back to school as much as I thought I'd be, to be quite perfectly honest. And I think that's just down to the fact that I found out that I work a lot better when I have some sort of routine and some sort of stress in my life. I become a lot more productive because, you know, during the summer I tend to procrastinate a lot. That can be seen with the fact that I'm desperately cramming for my driver theory test now. When there's no sort of routine or structure in my life and, you know, not really a lot of stress, I tend to procrastinate a lot. Whereas when I'm in school and I have a routine and a lot of definite work to do and a short space of time in order to do it, I become actually quite productive, and I don't generally tend to procrastinate because I see this work and I see it and I'm like, you know, I have to do this, and if I don't do it now, I'm not going to have time to do it later. So I need to get this done now, and it needs to be finished. So I just sit down and I do it, and I can get a lot of work done very quickly and done very well in a relatively short space of time. So I become a lot more productive when I'm in a routine. And, you know, I feel that's obviously better because if you're procrastinating a lot and you're not really arsed and whatnot, that's obviously not a very productive state of mind to be in. However, you know, schoolwork and all that is going to take up a lot of my time, which, you know, I'm not really looking forward to, you know, because I mean, trying to work schoolwork into my routine and obviously going to school and studying and whatnot, and then, you know, also trying to balance in making videos and playing video games and having a social life and all that, all whilst trying to get enough sleep, it's going to be quite hard for me to balance that routine. So I don't know, either I'll become the most efficient person in the world and the most productive person in the world, or I'll become a complete and utter mess. My money's on the second one, but, you know, that's pretty much how it goes. So yeah, are you guys looking forward to going back to school, or are you really dreading it, or do you not want summer to end or whatnot? Because, you know, obviously I don't want summer to end either, because obviously it's great not having to do any work or whatnot, but, you know, now that it's almost over, I really don't mind going back to school. So yeah, that's just kind of how I feel anyway. But I hope you've enjoyed. Leave suggestions for my 100th video in the comments below. And yeah, this has been FrOzenSwipe. Hope you've enjoyed, and thanks for watching.